Hello, everybody. This is the Peter Meredith Tribute Show. I am Jack Childress. This is Victoria, and I forgot to ask you how to pronounce your last name.
Haugen.
Haugen. Okay, I was thinking that's what it was. Today, we will celebrate the life of the one and only Peter Meredith. Um, he passed away recently. He had been battling with early onset dementia, and we've lost a really great author and a really great man. And he's definitely going to be missed by a lot of people. And
Mhm.
so we're trying to raise money to help the family out today. There's a silent auction that will be running until 5 p.m. Central. There's some really great items to go bid on. You can find the items on the No Pity Zone Facebook page. Jennifer Amato has done a magnificent job of pulling all that together. I know it had to have been like herding cats for her, trying to get all these items in and then post them onto the page. And, she's
Mhm.
dealing with some pretty heavy stuff herself right now. So, um, and I'm putting the word out. We've posted links to StreamYard. Anyone who wants to come on with us today, feel free. Um, just anytime you want to pop in, you'll come up on my screen and I'll be able to let you on the stream. If you've got stories or you just want to come in and say hi, just anything you want to do, the invitation is open to everyone. So Victoria, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experiences with Peter?
Well, I don't even remember how I first found the Undead World series, but I found it and I started listening on audio, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, to the point where I couldn't get through those books fast enough. It was nice that they already been written then, because I could just go from one to the next, and it was just the most amazing set of books I've literally ever read. And so I started, just asking questions, getting involved, and I got to, eventually meet Peter and Stacy a little bit, not in person, but and we just got to talking, and I thought they were the most amazing people. I really loved Peter's work. I read a bunch of his other books and I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And so over the last couple of years, I guess, a year or two, I got to get to know them a little better. And they're just the best people, two of the best people I've ever met in my life. And so I just became a lifelong fan and wanted to join the Facebook group, and, eventually kind of helped him do some beta reading and, administrative stuff on the Facebook group. But I just, I just love them both. They're just amazing people. And I'm just beyond sad that he's gone. It's way too early. But we're just I know he has a bunch of fans and just so many people who love both him and Stacy, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking to be going through this right now, especially for Stacy. But we're just all so sad, and at least we have his books to, keep him alive always with us. But it's just a bummer. It's taken too soon.
Way too soon, absolutely. There's one thing about Peter and Stacy that just it blew me away when I first actually saw them. Like I had never spoken with either of them or anything, but just seeing their pictures on Facebook, and I'm just like, wow, these people are gorgeous. They
Right.
just they're like they're too pretty to
I
be as
know.
nice as they are. Like,
Exactly.
so the first time I ever got to interview Peter, I was a nervous wreck. I mean, kind of like I am today, obviously, and I was like, man, this guy, man, he probably had to get his arm twisted to come on this show with me today. And he came on, and he could not have been more delightful.
Oh.
He truly made me feel like I mattered at that time. And this is very early on in me doing the podcast. And on that day, we were going to have our actual podcast in the afternoon, which would have been me, Angel Ramon, and Richard Ryan Rose. Well, Richard couldn't make it. It was just going to be me and Angel, and we go through the initial morning interview, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these anymore. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it. But what the hell? I'm just going to ask Peter if he'll come on this other show with me just to wrap the thing up. And I
Mhm.
asked him, and I was fully expecting him to be like, "Oh, what time is it? Oh, well, no, me and Stacy have stuff to do or whatever." And it was the total opposite of that. He was like, "Oh, what time? Oh, great, man, I'll be there, absolutely." And he came on with us and did a second show with us that
Oh,
day.
that's so nice.
And after it was over, he just started telling me how good a job I was doing, and I need to keep it up, and this and that and the other. And I was like, "Really?" Okay. So I just kept going, and it was because of Peter. He was the reason I didn't stop, because I was this close to just saying, no, can't do it.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing. That's a great
absolutely. And now
story.
hopefully my stream doesn't get too crazy today. Sometimes out here where I live, the internet gets a little wonky. So hopefully it'll hang in there. But
Good.
one of the items that I actually bid on myself, I don't know if that's legal or not, but I did it anyway. There's a skull. It's like a 1 pound granite, I think it was, skull that's up for bid. And if y'all see that thing, it is amazing.
Oh, I'll have to go look.
And I think right now the last bid I saw was mine. It was at $35. So if anybody wants to, outbid me, get out there and go do
I
it.
just might.
Might be in some heated bidding on that one, I think, because it was already getting hit pretty quick when it first went up.
Good. That's the
Ah,
goal.
oh, and to let everybody know, if you're going to comment and if you want your name to be seen, there is a link that you click to give StreamYard permission to use your name. So be sure to do that. That way, we can know who's who and what's what. Now we can see your name in the comments on Facebook, but not so much on StreamYard.
Gotcha.
So take care of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if I remember right, he's got 41 published books out. Does that sound about right?
I think so. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's either there or right there. That's amazing. I can't even get one done, and it blows my mind how someone can write that many amazing books.
And to be so successful at it. Like I said, I've been listening to, I think it's the Apocalypse Crusade.
Yeah.
And
Great
oh
one.
my God,
Love
it is incredible. And just the way he just has everything broken down, the pacing of the stories.
Yeah.
It
Brilliant.
keeps you pulled in the whole time. And
It does.
I've just been loving it, absolutely loving it. And again, it's a shame that the books we have are the only books that we're going to have. But I mean, this is how life works sometimes. You think that we're all going to be around to just be old and gray, and then not so much. That's why I encourage everybody every day, cherish life. Always be sure to tell the friends and family you love them. Always, try to make contact with people. Don't be estranged, because you could look up one day and they're gone.
Yep.
And
you never realize that until it happens to you. It's just, you never think of it like that until you're, forced to and brought into this crazy stuff. Ugh.
Got a Facebook user comment, says some of my favorites are Sprite and the Apocalypse Undead World. So
Sprite was great. Sprite was a whole different kind of book. It was very different than the others she had written, at least that I thought. It was just such an endearing, such a really special book. It was one of my favorites.
Okay, that's one I haven't gotten around to yet.
Oh,
The old
great.
the TBR is like this high.
Me too.
But I will at some point get around to it, guaranteed. Now, I will say this. When I was driving home from work Friday, and I was listening, and it felt so surreal, to hear these words coming through my speakers and knowing where they came from. And it just gave me chills, unlike anything. It was something else. It really was. And like I said, he had a huge impact on my life, and I never met him in person. And in fact, I was actually hoping to get to sometime later this year, once him and Stacy had gotten settled out in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I was hoping to do the same. Yep. I can't even believe I felt like I've known them, forever, but I've never actually met them in person, but they're just the most amazing, kind, warm people. They make you feel that way,
Yep. Absolutely. And just so everybody knows, Stacy is planning on coming on today at 1 p.m. my time, which would be in just a little under 2 hours from now. So be sure to definitely be around for that, because this will probably be the first time that she's like come out publicly and spoke. And I know she's dealing with a lot right now, a lot. And, my heart goes out to her. And I mean, I wish there was more that I could do. I mean, we got the show, we got the auction. You set up the GoFundMe page, which is incredible. I know Angel Ramon had donated a portion of his recent book sales to the GoFundMe to help out.
An amazing gift. Very.
So, Yeah, it's a really, really kind thing of him to do. And that's why Angel's just such a great dude. He really, really is.
He is. He's a sweet, caring guy. He really is a nice, nice person. I've met so many good people from just knowing Peter and Stacy. You know, I've met so many wonderful fans and other people who worked on his books or whatever, but just such good people. And Stacy, just, you can't get any better than Stacy. She's just the most sweetest person ever. And we all need to kind of surround her with love and prayers and try to help her, hug her through this, because it's terrible. And I don't know how she's a strong lady. But
Yes, she
she
is.
needs all the love and support she can get. So we all need to do that for her and be there for her.
And we will continue to do that for sure. For however
Always.
long she needs us to be here, we're going to be here. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'm usually good with words. I can usually just talk. And today, for whatever reason, it's just like this. This is big. This is such a big thing for them. And any help you guys can can give would be totally appreciated, because, like I said, there's a lot that they need help with, and this is just one of those things. And my heart goes out to the whole family, his kids. I know Peter Jr. has been handling a lot of things himself, trying to keep things going. And Stacy had said that I think it was their son and daughter had both lost their job recently because they were having to help her. So, and now they got the move back to Colorado going on, and it's tough right now. It's really tough right now. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine. I won't even try to imagine, because I can't. Because this is just
something no one should have to go through. It sucks. There's nothing we can do, except to try to, surround her with love and help out in any way we can to help the family,
Another Facebook user comment. The world lost a wonderful author, person, friend, and brother. His family lost much more. Be well wherever you are, Peter. We'll meet again.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Very sweet. Very, very sweet. And that reminds me, I actually have something to read that was sent to me last night, and now I have to find it, so bear with me, everybody. I'm not always the most prepared person in the world. Let's find it. Okay, here we go. This is from Joanna Needier. I believe hope I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. She said, "Hi, Jack. I just wanted to share my story with Peter. I'm not sure whether this is meant to be done live or will be posted in the form of messages. So as you can see, since she couldn't make it, we're going to take care of this for her." Said he introduced me to the zombie genre, and it went from there. I read most of his Undead World series. I think it was numbers 5 to 11, if I remember correctly. All his Generation Z series, his lit RPG books, all his Apocalypse Crusade books, most of his short stories, all of his Dead Eye Hunt books, his amazing Gods of the Undead series, his Heroes of the Undead series, and lastly, his new Space Odyssey type novel, The Ares, which he was unfortunately unable to continue. He became a friend and mentor, had an amazing sense of humor, and his love for his wife and his family was almost palpable. He was always encouraging of my attempts to write little bits and pieces, and supported me in my endeavors to get my editing business off the ground. It broke my heart to hear of his passing, as he was so young. I will never forget him, and am grateful for everything that he did for me. So.
Oh, that's wonderful, Joanne. Thank you. He affected a lot of people that way, I bet,
Absolutely. I mean, and again, they're such just normal people. Like I said, it's the old judge a book by its cover, which I think we're all guilty of at some time.
Yeah.
But when you really get a chance to talk with them, it's just amazing how just level they are. They treat everyone as equals. There's no bluster. No, I'm a big time author, best-selling author, or any of that. It's just, they're just great.
That's what got me so interested. They were just so warm and always answered my questions. And it was just, wow, I can't believe they're actually taking the time to talk to just, all these people who probably ask questions all the time. It's a nice person to really do that, and to take the fans, to really, hold them special too.
Yes. And that's such a big thing. I mean, authors that make the kind of contact that Peter did with his fans are something special.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, once you get to a point and you're really selling books and you're doing your thing, you know, you don't really even have to do that anymore. You're just
Right,
like,
right.
I'm going to sell by my name, and that's all. And Peter never,
Never
ever,
faltered once. No.
no, he was always quick to, you know, crack a joke on somebody, which has gotten me on more than one occasion. In fact, one of my favorites, he had, a little while back, he had restarted, you know, reaching out to the fans, and he had a post he put up asking everybody just to say hi. So people started saying hi and everything. And of course, I jumped on, and all I said was howdy. And later, I see where Peter had commented on my comment. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I clicked it. And where he had been telling everybody else, hi, glad you like my books, whatever, whatever. On mine, it says, uh-oh, Jack Childress is here. There go the property values. So I scroll up and down looking, who else did he get at? Who else did he pick on? I was the only one. And I'm like,
Wow.
it got me right here. I'm like, oh man, Peter's
That's
picking
really
on me,
cute.
and I love it.
There's
Hey,
a
guest
message
star.
here.
Ah, yes.
Looks like
You
a
want to
message
read that
from
one?
Peter's family. Yeah. Me? Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is from it says Facebook user, but it sounds like it's one of Peter's family members. It says, "Thank you for honoring my brother today and helping our sister Stacy and our niece and nephew Shelby and Peter Jr. Peter will always be a treasured member of our family, but his presence is like a huge hole in our hearts."
Mm.
They're all missing him a lot.
Here we go. Had a little update to that one. Said, well, of course I meant absence, not presence.
Makes sense.
And again, I'll remind everybody, if you'd like to come on, just click the link that's on the, I think there's one on the Written Undead page. There's one on the No Pity Zone page. They're kind of here, there, and everywhere.
Come in
So
and
if you see one, go ahead and just jump on in here.
That'd be
Let's
great.
see who we got here. Ooh, we got a name too. Are his books still available through his website? As far as I know, yes. As far as I know, the website is still up and running. And I imagine you can still go to Amazon, Audible.
Definitely purchase books. They're all wonderful, and you just can't be dissatisfied. It's a great way to help the family too, and that we get a great book out of it also. So it's a great idea.
Absolutely. In fact, before I forget, I meant to do this earlier. I got to share us. If it'll let me, there we go. And I'm going to be sending this to Peter's fan page. There he is. So now the show is also on the fan page. I can't believe I forgot to do that because I had it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my StreamYard account only allows me to stream to 3 places at once. And so I was able to get my page because I knew I could share from there the No Pity Zone and Written Undead. So
Gotcha.
Now we got it into the other place too. So
perfect.
There we go.
What would you suggest as a first book if someone has not read any of Peter's books and wants to try one and get to know his work? What would you suggest would be a great first book to try?
Well, for me, it's been the Apocalypse Crusade because that's really where I got started from. Because originally he had given me an audiobook code for to get going, you know, and then I just after that I went on and started buying, using my credits, you know, on Audible to get more of the series and going from there. Yep. Like I said, it's been just wicked fun. I mean, really, really has been. He is so good at that. I mean, just
Crusade's a really good series too, and it kind of is similar to what's going on in today's world, you know, with the virus and all that kind of stuff. So it hits home a little bit. You know, it's really interesting how that, you know, is so realistic. It's a great series.
And I remember when we were talking with him that the amount of research that he put in to everything he wrote, there was no just make it up as you go along. It was everything. He wanted his details to be as spot on as they could possibly be. Yeah. And I find that just fantastic. Anytime an author puts in that much work, because I've read some books where you could tell, you know, this person didn't really look into that. You know, it's like,
yeah,
what are they talking about? But with Peter's stuff, it's like
it's accurate. Yeah,
everything's covered. Everything's covered.
I found that I've tried to do some research for my own book, and it's even the just slightest details can take hours to kind of try to figure out, you know, how it works or how you want to say it or just everything.
So I would love to get a chance to look at like his Google searches when he's writing something. Because you know Homeland Security been watching him. They
Oh,
had to
I
have been
know.
like, what
I've
is
searched
up with
all
this
kinds
chick?
of horrific things, and they're probably, what is she doing? Just writing scary books.
You know, and it always amazes me how people will find a genre or a niche that they want to write in, and just to find out like the behind the scenes, where did you get the idea to do this? You
Hmm.
know, and to see just how cool of an imagination Peter had. I mean, he was, I mean, again, like 41 books. I mean, his mind was constantly churning up new stories, new characters, new locations, just all kinds of stuff. And it just boggles my mind to even think like that. You know, getting in the mind of an author is a very dangerous thing, by the way. People, don't try that at home.
I know, right?
You never know what stone you may turn over. Oh, we got us another comment here. It says, I agree. Like in the undead world, he used real places like Estes Park in Colorado. So there you go.
Yep. There's a place I'm trying to research, and I'm just trying to figure out how to. I want to keep it accurate, as far as the location, the buildings, what's there, but I want to kind of fictionalize it in a way too. So I'm trying to find a balance there. It's something I've been struggling with. So he does a brilliant job at it. It's just, he's great. I always kind of tried to not copy, but use that to inspire me to, for new techniques or things, in writing styles or whatever. So I've learned a lot from him, just experimenting and kind of going off his style, learned a lot.
No, I mean, if you're going to try to mimic someone's style, you couldn't have picked a much better one to follow. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So my big thing is, how do we keep his legacy alive? Like after today, after the show's over, after everybody's gone back to their regular lives, their jobs, the 9 to 5s, all of that, because I'm committed to making sure the world never forgets him. And so again, go buy the books, go get the audio books, go to their website, see what else they have there, and just get all of it. Pack your house full. Hell, if you want to, buy you one copy to read and one copy to hang on the wall, like I'm doing back here.
Or even just to pass along to a friend or someone who doesn't know him yet, doesn't know his books, and it'd be a great way to get them started too. Because once you start, you probably won't stop. They're really, really good. So, and it's a great way again to support the family, by continuing to buy the books and keep that alive.
Most definitely. He says, keep his name out there, share his books.
Yes.
Now, another little idea I've thought about trying to pull off is getting some of his books into local libraries. Just kind of
Do they
stick them in
allow
there.
those type of books in libraries?
I imagine they would if they don't know.
Well, they should have them. If they allow them, they should be there for sure, because they're great.
So there's your challenge, everybody out there. If you got some extra Peter Meredith books around, just drop them off at your local library and make sure that
there you
go. Get into hands of more readers and
Yeah.
draw them on in.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think I have all his books. I don't. There's a couple I haven't read yet, but I have them all. I think on audio, and I'm mostly on Kindle too. But it's nice to have the physical books. I have a couple of autographed books from him that I gotten over the past couple of years that I'm, of course, cherishing now. But it's really cool.
No doubt. Yeah, there's something though about holding a book in your hand. I mean, granted, I love my audiobooks because a great narrator, could just really take a book to the next level.
Yeah.
And like his narrator, Basil.
Yeah, he's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Great. And I think there's a chance Basil might be coming on today.
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd love. He's a wonderful guy.
So we shall see.
Mm-hmm. I keep telling him I want him to do my book one day, because every time after I finished all the books of the Undead World, I just kept hearing his voice. Every time I was listening to another book, I would just hear his voice instead, and so I couldn't get it out of my head. I'm like, you have to narrate my book someday. So,
and that seems to happen quite a bit. I mean, a good example is like Sean Rennett for Mark Tufo. It's like if you hear Sean Rennett's voice, you automatically think
it's Mike Talbot.
Yep, it's right off the rip. And
I'm actually listening to that series now, and it's really, really good too. Mark Tufo.
Lots of good humor. A lot of good humor in that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, in a way, in the indie world, I guess you call it like the Mount Rushmore of the indie writers. I would have Peter on there, Mark Tufo's on there, Chris Philbrook's on there, and David Simpson's on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
John
those
Chester
four.
too. He's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
They always had to add some extra heads. That's the
Yeah,
hardest thing about doing a Mount Rushmore. You only
I
get
know.
4. And it's always the fun debate. Oh, here we go. Here's a little comment I like. It says, I was fortunate enough to get one signed copy. So
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
that's really
Treasure that
cool.
now. Yeah, especially it's something to hold on to forever.
And here's a nice funny comment. Jelly Bean is my spirit animal. Now, I haven't gotten to partake of the Jelly Bean action. Give me
You
a
haven't
little,
read Jelly Bean yet?
not
Oh my
yet.
gosh, you have to.
Give me a
That
little insight. What's going on with
that
Jilly?
character is the most amazing cat ever read in my life. Ever. It just blows my mind. She's just a little girl. She's like 5 or 6 years old. And she's thrust into this zombie apocalypse world pretty much all by herself. And she's
Mm-hmm.
running around with her little toy, toy zebra, and they kind of talk to each other, and he kind of helps her, guides her through how to navigate the streets where there's zombies running around and this and that. She's no one. She eventually meets up with some of the adult characters in Peter's book, but she grows over the few years, I guess, this whole thing transpires. um I've never seen a character so developed before. I mean, it just blows your mind. She's smart, she's strong, she just things that any adult would be scared to do. She's just, it'll blow your mind. I can't even tell you other than just read it. It is the best.
Cool. I cannot wait. In fact,
It's the best books I've ever read.
oh, now that is
Mostly
a
because of Jelly
shining
Bean. Yeah,
endorsement. That is
yeah.
a very shining endorsement
That's
right
why
there.
I kind of fell in love with them, because it just blew my mind. It was so good. I was like, I have to listen. I have to find more.
And he has plenty of books out there, so everybody
And
has
different genres too. For if you're not into horror or something, there's other kinds of books, fantasy type books, and all that kind of. Sprites, very different. Not horror at all. So it's a wonderful, wonderful, endearing book. So if you like a little bit of a tearjerker or an emotional kind of that book, that'll just take you all over the place. It's so well done. And
well, I
also,
am.
Sacrificial Daughter is a great, great book. There are just so many. I could go on forever, but so many great books.
We'll see. She's 6 at the beginning of her entrance, 8 in chapter 9, because it's the second comment I got over here. She helps protect her apocalypse family.
Yes, yes. She takes down people and boats, and that girl can do anything. She knows how to work C4 dynamite. I mean, that girl, she's amazing. She's a little teeny girl, and you just, all these crazy things come out of her. And she's super smart. She's like of a kind of higher intelligence, so she learns things quickly, and, tries new things, and, copies off what other guys are doing in the book. And she just adapts, and it's just amazing.
So yep, now you've got my appetite cranked
Yeah.
up for it now. So
I'm gonna
I
make
think
sure
I have a
you've read
plan.
that soon. Yeah, it's good. Apocalypse Crusade is really good too. I mean, they're all so good. It really doesn't matter which one you pick. They're all going to be great. But
And obviously, everybody kind of has their favorites,
mm-hmm.
But I guess in a way too, I guess it's kind of like the picking your favorite kid, kind of a thing. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's service with a smile.
I trained him well.
So Jelly Bean is a fractured schizophrenic genius who does dark things to save her friends.
That pretty much sums it up. Yep.
She said she taught herself by watching other people and reading.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And great guy. We chatted via Messenger a couple of years ago. Talked about random guy talk. It is a great memory. So down to earth and a great sense of humor. He obviously loved his family. Would have loved to have met him in person.
Well said.
Very well said. So again, everybody, if anybody would like to just come on, I mean, keep the comments flowing in, and we'll keep getting them read. And I'm sure Stacy's loving seeing everybody's hearts going out. So just keep them coming in, everybody, and be sure to go find the auction, go bid on some really cool stuff. Mark Tufo, John O'Brien have donated some books from the Shrouded World series.
Wow.
David Simpson donated a hardcover of Zombie Road 1 and also a coloring book for Zombie Road, which I thought that's really neat. I was like,
that's
wow.
Cool.
And
Did he do the coloring book himself too?
That I'm not sure of that. We may have to see if we could track him down and find out.
That's interesting.
So David, if you're out there,
great offer, yeah. And thank you to everyone who donated items for this. It's really, we really, really appreciate any little thing you can do to help, help them out. She's, Stacy's got a lot to deal with and a lot of expense coming up, and she's on her own, and her family's there, but we need to all just kind of help if we can. I know everybody's got a couple extra bucks, or if you want to buy something nice, a book of his, or even just donate, $10 to the GoFundMe. Any little thing like that would help tremendously. We all just want to, open our arms and hug her and help her as much as we possibly can. And we really, really appreciate everything everyone's done. The GoFundMe has raised over $5,000, and we're just
Wow.
so happy. Yeah, it's just, people are so wonderful. I can't believe all the wonderful people that have come out to talk about Peter, to help the family, anything, even kind words is wonderful.
And speaking of kind words, chatted with Peter, Meredith, and Stacy many times. Better people can't be found.
True, very true.
So trust me when I tell you, anything you guys do, whether you donate to the GoFundMe, whether you bid on an auction item, whether you just go out and buy his books, you're doing it for a really great reason. So
And every penny goes to them. It's not for anything else. Just Stacy and the family. That's it. Everything.
That's it. The whole bucket full.
Yep.
And we hope to fill many buckets.
I just wish there was more I could do. I just feel like, gosh, I wish there was something else I could do. I'm just trying to rack my brain and think of ways to, just to be there for her and help them and get her through this.
Yep. My big thing I'd love to see happen is, get his Amazon sales and his Audible sales, get him up there to that #1 spot.
Yep.
Just push him right back to the top, because he's been there numerous times. Let's see if we can push him back up there again.
Exactly. I bought all the Audible books, single, but I even bought a couple of the groups ones. So you had like volumes 1 through 3 or something. I bought those too, just so I could continue to support him, even though I already have them. But it's just, if I have a credit, why not use it on Peter?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't read Else's books, I mean, just like I keep saying over and over, they're so good. You just have to try one.
Yeah, and I'll even challenge someone that maybe isn't into horror necessarily. Give his zombie books a try, because I think you'd be pleasantly surprised how much you will enjoy them.
Very intelligently written. It's fast paced. It's always something going on. You're never bored. You're never confused. It's straightforward, honest, good story writing. It really, really is.
Okay, this comment I am totally in favor of. David Simpson should donate a Cannonball passenger ride. I would
I'm
go
not even
along
sure
with
what that is, but I'll take it.
I think you get to ride in that bad Mustang of his.
That would be really nice.
Shoot, that could easily raise a couple $1 million, I'd say.
Right? Oh, that's really nice.
So, I don't know about you, but people like Peter are, first off, they're really hard to come by. They're just, especially in this world we live in now, everything's so toxic. People are just offended by everything, mad about everything, trying to cancel everything. And if you ever got any chance to speak with Peter or just message with Peter, you'd find out he is not one of those people at all. Nor is Stacy, nor is any part of their family. They're just salt of the earth. That's the phrase I've been looking for right there.
Totally. I mean, just good, decent people. I've never met more just good, decent people. That will always be an inspiration to me, to try to be better.
Exactly. And it's not always easy.
So that's how he will live on in us. He's always going to inspire me to write, to be a better person, to, like, how would Peter handle this? Because I really respected him as a person and as a writer. And also Stacy, she did and does so much work behind the scenes, for his career too. She's amazing. She does so much. And they're both just hardworking and awesome.
Okay, our newest comment here. Any fans of The Walking Dead would love, they fixed their comment over here, would love Peter's Apocalypse books.
Definitely.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
It's the same, type of style, but Peter's are better.
So here, this Facebook user says, hell, I'll mortgage the farm for that ride. Like I said, it's hard, but at the same time, we know he's still with us in some form. He's everywhere now, and I'm sure right now he's looking down at me going, don't you screw this up. He said, I will haunt you, which I don't know if that'd be a bad thing or not, to have him haunt
Yeah.
me.
If you're gonna be haunted, it's not a bad choice. Knowing his sense of humor, he just might do that.
Oh, Stacy has entered the chat.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'll let you read that one.
Okay, Stacy says the money raised today will actually be going to our children, Peter Meredith Jr. and Shelby Elizabeth Meredith. Both lost their jobs this past month from the horrible tragedy, helping me during this difficult time with moving back to Colorado and emotional support. They have lost so much too and can really use this financial support until they find new jobs in Colorado. And she says, thank you for your kindness and generosity. And I know she means that from the bottom of her heart. So thank you, Stacy. That's beautiful. And if that's your wish, then that's what we'll do.
Absolutely.
We just want to help you any way that you need it.
Said Stacy has worked tirelessly to support him and while doing her own homestead blog. And they were really knocking some killer shows out doing those.
I know. I loved watching those. Little Backs are just adorable. And they always had so much fun, it looked like, doing it. So.
And of course, we can't, we'd be remiss if we don't bring up the Dread Pirate Baxter.
I know. What a sweetheart that little boy is. I hope he's giving Stacey lots of hugs right now.
Oh, he is. Little cute thing. It says, when my dad was going through his lung cancer, Peter sent him a few books signed with a little note to keep fighting. Wow. That meant so much to us. After my dad passed, he put his name in a book. We were doing a live chat, and I mentioned it without saying my dad's name. Peter just knew who he was. He said, I remember him. It was Jeff Battaglia, right? And totally made my day that he cared so much for his fans. He actually remembered us.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's amazing. I'm so sorry about your dad, but
absolutely, yes. Prayers to you, man.
Yeah, Peter always went that extra mile. He would do anything to help anybody, at least from what I know of him. And everything. I can't imagine anyone would ever have a bad word to say about him, except he was just a wonderful, amazing guy. Husband and father, friend.
I guess about the only thing you could say was he was just too nice.
I'm sure he had a little temper tantrum now. No, I'm just kidding. But no, they're just absolutely nice people.
So yeah, hopefully we can raise as much money as possible today and going forward. I mean, like I said, the books are always going to be there. So every time you buy a book, you're helping. Every time you download an audiobook, you're helping. Yep. Anything that you can do will be so appreciated. So please, like we say, hit the auction, go to the GoFundMe, and get those books. Buy them up. I know I'm going to be expanding my collection very soon.
I'm thinking to get a lot of paperbacks to accompany the audio and the Kindle versions, because as you said, it's nice to have an actual book. I have a few that he signed, that I had won or he gave to me or something, but I'd love to kind of get a collection of every single one and just put them on display.
Yeah, that's actually, I've been thinking, because I've got my main wall behind me, and that's just like mishmash of everybody from the different groups that I'm part of. And then over to my side, I've got just a big blank wall. And I'm starting to already see 41 books over there.
Wouldn't that be great? Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, but Peter will be getting his own wing. It'll be a slow build, obviously, balling on a budget. But
well, you may let us know when it's done, and you got to show that off to everybody.
Oh, I definitely will. As a new book goes up, it'll be updated. Mm-hmm. So, well, where to go from here? Like I say, Stacy will be coming on here in a little bit. Angel Ramon is going to join us in a little while. He's going to come on, hang out for at least an hour. Like I said, hopefully Basil will come through. And like I said, it's an open invitation. Friends, fans, family. If you find the link, click it, and I'll let you right on in.
Yep. I'm scared to death to be on camera or live or speak in public at all. So come on and join us. Let's talk about Peter.
For sure.
So if I can do it, anyone can do it.
See, that's what I tell people all the time. They're like, I'm too shy to do it. Oh, I'll give you a really good example. I find it quite hilarious. when I had read Wicked Awake by Merrill David, who I just adore. The guy is just the greatest.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to bring him onto the Written Undead podcast. And he's like, oh man, I don't know about all that. I'm shy. I don't really like being on camera and yada yada. Finally got him to do the show. And now he pops up everywhere.
Oh, really?
It's like he got the bug. In fact, he was
At
on
one time.
Yeah, he was on yesterday, so
Oh, that's great. It is. I'm really, really shy, so it's hard for me to do this. But I'll do anything for Peter and Stacy. So whatever I can do, I'll do anything.
exactly. Now,
To help them.
depending on how the flow with the comments goes and people coming on the show, we might occasionally take breaks throughout the day, so you don't just got us just sitting there rambling trying to come up with stuff to say.
Right.
So what I'm thinking is at 12 o'clock, we'll take a little break. I'm figuring by then it'll be time to get a little lunch in us anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want us to just pass out from lack of food over here. That, be just out. That would be no good for anybody. So
Right. That sounds
okay. Oh, let's see if I can get us a little update on how the auction is going.
Oh, great. That'd be good.
Let's see. Oh, I know where I need to go. Jack's over here fighting with technology again. Right into
At least
the
you can understand it. I don't even understand it. I'm too old and I barely know how to even get on my iPhone.
Okay, first little update. The coloring book is now at $35. So if you want to bid on that, you're going to have to bump it up a little higher.
Let's get great prices because there's lots of really nice things and you can come away with something really nice.
Another one of the donations, Sue Oldham, who I just love to pieces. She is just the sweetest person. So she wanted to offer a bundle as one, a signed copy of Wakeful Children, a mouse mat, notebook, pen, 2 bookmarks, torch keyring, touchscreen pen, a fridge magnet from Dark Fantasy, The Dragon Has Wings, and a fridge magnet from a witch horror collection called Hag's Breath.
Oh, neat. That's great.
So she's got we've got all of that up on the No Pity Zone, and currently, once again, top bid $35.
Wow.
So
that's another great way people are contributing, just by even donating things, books or anything. That's so nice. I really appreciate everyone who's taken the time to do that.
Yes, thank you
really,
so
really
much.
Nice to do that.
And now, Zombie Road, the hardback, book 1, it is now at $40.
Oh, great.
So very good. Very, very good. That makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
So what else we got here? Just keep on scrolling, Jack. This skull. That thing,
that's
right?
Cool. Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
And we are at $50 on that bad boy.
Oh, good. Well,
and I know Christy Canner's fighting to get it. She had dropped her bid at 40, and then Lori Spear come along behind her and said, nope, 50. So we got some battles going on out there. Bailey Higgins donated a beautiful work of art. We have 2 books, both book 1 of the Heroes of the Apocalypse series, and we are currently at $35.
Nice.
For Bailey Higgins. So thank you, Bailey. You are a gem.
And she's a wonderful writer, too. Yeah, they're all great.
Now, we'll see if I can get this where y'all can see it. So only one more trespasser, and my wind chime is complete. This was donated by Nancy Wilson. And we are now on the chime at $30. In fact, I got a little bit better picture of it for you there.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So pretty neat.
Cool.
Pretty neat. And she's donated a few other things of that sort as well, which I'll be coming along to. Okay, the Mark Tufo and John O'Brien. We have 9 books signed by John. So, and I'm looking at the one, there's John O'Brien's signature, sure is. And on those, for at least one of them, because like I said, there's 9 of them. So we got a $30 bid sitting there on that.
Awesome.
Now, this might be a little harder to see. Maybe it's another little chime that Nancy Wilson hooked us up with.
Wow, nice.
And that thing is just hit $30.
Great. Thank you for everyone who's bidding as well, because like I said, that really it goes straight to the family and it helps them, and you get a wonderful item. So it's win-win.
And that's what it's really all about. At the end of the day, this is about helping the family.
Yep.
Like I said, we're just trying to be the voice and make sure everybody's aware. Because sometimes, if you don't speak up, you're not going to be heard. And we want to be heard because Peter's family deserves everyone's love and support right now, because this is a very, very dark time. There's no getting around that.
Yep.
But we're going to try as best we can to celebrate the man who, like I said, without ever having had met him in person, I just fell in love with. I truly did. He was such a wonderful person, and I miss him. I miss him bad. And knowing that originally he was going to be on the show today. I mean, this was originally going to be a celebration with Peter and Stacy, and then of course events took place, and so we kind of had to shift gears a little bit, but the show was still going to go on, the auction was still going to go on, everything was still going to happen. So here we are, and again, we're just asking anybody that can help out, please do so. I know Stacy will love you all to pieces. Of course, she already does. That's just the way she is. One of the sweetest people. She's just if you stay around Stacy too long, you'll probably wind up diabetic. She's just so sugary sweet.
She is. I've gotten to know her, a lot over the last year, and she's just the most kind person. All she wanted to always do was to help Peter, help his fans, make everyone feel welcomed and supported. And, few people really care that much, about their fans or anything. Like you said, after you become famous enough, a lot of people lose that and get full of themselves and just don't worry about the little people. But they made an effort every time to be inclusive and caring towards everyone. I mean, they're grieving a lot right now, and I think what we can do is just support them with love and anything else we can do.
Yep. Said, is there a link you can post for the auction? I can't figure out how to bid. The way the bidding's working, if you'll go to the No Pity Zone fan page, the items are all there on the news feed. All you have to do is find what you're wanting to bid on and go into the comments and just post what you're wanting to bid. And then at 5:00 this afternoon, my time again, I'm so bad with time zones. At 5:00, the auction will end, and whoever the highest bidder is in the comments will get their treasure.
That's actually a nice, easy way to do it. Yeah, I wasn't sure how it worked either, but that seems very simple and very easy. So
yeah, I love how it's being referred to as the not so silent auction. Now, another thing that's going on, and I almost forgot about this. You can find this also on the No Pity page, and there's a link so you can actually go and get one of these T-shirts, which those things are sharp. I like that.
Yes, they are, and of course that goes to the family as well. The proceeds of that go straight to the family. So thank you for Jennifer for doing that. And Jennifer's done an amazing job. You all have. I can't believe how, I'm sure it took a lot of work to put this together, and you've all been so kind and generous and wonderful to do it all. So I thank you guys, you, Jack, and Jennifer and Rich, and everybody who's been involved in getting this put together. So
it's definitely been a work of love. No two ways about it.
True.
At no point did I have any misgivings about doing this. It was just like, as soon as Rich put it out there about we're going to try to do some stuff, and he had tagged me in the post, it was like, well, it's like I can only do so much. I said, I can at least get us a live show going. I mean, I know I can do that. So here we are. And here's Stacy says, there are no little people. We are all important.
Very true, Stacy. And thank you for always making us know that. You showed us that. You didn't tell us that, but you've showed us through your just generosity and kindness to everyone. So
you got that right.
Give that to her and give her a big, giant hug from all of us. Let her know we all love her and we're going to be here for her.
Definitely. So I'll kind of keep trying to keep a side eye going on our auctions over here and see how things are going, but we're definitely coming out the gates pretty strong, and that pleases me a whole lot.
Definitely.
Holy smokes. Christina Porter for the skull has just bid $65.
Oh man, she's gonna get me. Well, Well,
But
good
yeah,
for her. That's great. It's a really cool thing to have too. That's really neat.
yeah, in worst case scenario, if you have to, you can hurl it at somebody's head that's getting on your nerves.
Well, when I watch football, I usually end up throwing things, so that would come in really handy.
Yes. Just don't aim at the TV.
Yeah. Well, I usually miss anyway, so I couldn't hit it if I tried. Be a couple holes in the wall, probably.
Okay, still at $40 on the hardback from David Simpson. And we have hit $50 on Sue Oldham's Wakeful Children donation. So,
Wow.
guys, thank you, man. This is wild, man. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I mean,
Thank you.
undercut each other left and right. Go for it.
Go for it.
We'll kick back and just watch you do it.
Yep.
And I'm thinking this is probably like the most fun part of all of this is just watching the bids come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because naturally, anytime you do something like this, you're going to have a little bit of worry, a little bit of doubts. Like, man, are people really going to go bid on this stuff? Are people really going to participate and get involved in this? And proof's right here. I mean, people are coming out and they're supporting, and that's what we wanted. That's what we hoped for. So it's great.
Yeah. Think how much we can all do together, to surround her with goodness. We can all chip in, and we're all just kind of one big family working together to help people, just to be there for someone who's going through a whole lot right now. And it's still hard to even believe this is real, but
yes. Well, to the Facebook user says, not too tech savvy, but I'm willing to donate a cold steel Aussie. Is that what that is? A very high quality knife. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want, take a picture of it, go to the No Pity Zone page, and tell everybody a little bit about it, and let them know they can start bidding on it.
Great.
And, I mean, obviously, Jennifer had taken in a lot of the donations, and so she'll be distributing those. But since you have that, whoever wins, you'll just have to send it to them. So just feel free to go post that right now.
And thank you very much.
Absolutely. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
I know. I'm kind of interested too. I love a good knife.
No doubt. Knives are so underrated. We still, okay, that one's still holding at 65. Still 35 there.
So the auction will close at 5:00 Central Time today. Is that what you said?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So at 5:00, whatever that last bid is,
plenty of time left. Let's bid up those items. That's some really nice stuff.
And again, like with the last Facebook user there, if you suddenly looked around and went, you know what, I could have donated this or that. Like I said, feel free to go to the No Pity Zone page and post a picture, a little description, and then people can just start bidding in the comments, just like they're doing for the other great stuff that we have. So
great.
So anything you want to do, do it. I mean, at this point, we're just any help we can get will be appreciated greatly. So
and it's really nice that all these other authors have come to the Meredith's aid and to donate items. And a lot of these like Zompak or whatever authors everybody's really close knit, and cares about each other. And if one of them has an issue or something bad happens like this, everyone kind of comes together and supports them. And it's really nice to see that, instead of being kind of competitive with each other. Everybody kind of is friendly with each other, and I love that.
Yeah, and that's something that it's coming up on my 1-year anniversary of ever doing a podcast. That'll be tomorrow. So can't believe I've been doing it this long, and no one's told me to quit. But
you're doing a great job.
But to see, like you said, how close knit the indie community is. Yeah. It's like there's no backstabbing, really. No. I mean, I'm sure you've got a little something here or there, but my experience with it has been, if an author has a question and there's another author that has that answer, they'll get it. And a lot of times Peter Meredith is one of those that would have given you the answer you were looking for.
Yeah.
And he would reach out to you in a heartbeat. If you needed help, he would do it. No question.
I had a few questions while I was working on my book, just how he did things. And because I was just getting started, I didn't really know much of anything. And so he was always nice enough to answer and explain to me how he did this or why he did this. There was one in one of his Undead World books. I think it's the second one. I can't remember, but they mentioned a place like, they're in Philly and in the Philly area, like the suburbs, and they mentioned a couple of streets, and it literally was a street that was like 2 minutes from my house growing up. So he was talking about all these streets that I knew, and so it was just, it blew my mind. I was like, how did you find this little town that no one ever heard of in Pennsylvania? He's like, oh, just reading maps. I read the maps and I just, planned it out. And I was like, that's so neat.
Yeah, a lot of times the word genius gets thrown around a little too much, but if there is a genius in this world, Peter was one of them. I mean, the man was brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. If I could have had just a tenth of that man's intelligence, I'd probably be doing a whole lot better off.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Jilly Bean, that character we mentioned, was super intelligent. She's like kind of a child genius type thing, and that just tells me if she's a genius, and Peter made her up, so he's a genius. That character is just, to me, it is genius. I mean, it's just, you can't do any better.
Yeah, and anytime you can create an iconic character like that, like we said with Mark Tufo earlier, with Mike Talbot, people that know zombies know Mike Talbot, and people that know Peter, they know Jilly Bean. I mean, even though I hadn't read it yet, I am very, very aware of Jilly Bean.
I think everyone's kind of favorite character of his because it's that special. It really is.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, Facebook users. Says Jack, I love the beard. It's a little scraggly this morning, but
I'm still trying to grow one, but it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I can maybe give you some pointers. Start off Elmer's glue and go the Chia Pet route, I guess.
Cut off some of my husband's hair and glue it on.
See, I would donate you some, but
that's a win-win.
Kind of lacking up there.
That's all good.
And I guess I need to give this out too. Mehem, Mehem Cox is the one that has got the T-shirts going on. So that way you kind of track them down and be able to get your hands on one of those. Add it to the wardrobe.
Yes, I want to get one myself.
Okay, still moving along. There was Stacy's post from earlier. And of course, again, now, everybody, I'm still seeing my link. So y'all can come on the show. I'm telling you, we won't bite.
Join us. Tell some stories. We like to hear about, other people that, Peter has affected during their lives. He's had an effect on a lot of people. And I know a lot of people probably have really awesome stories about him. So please share and come on with us. This is, we all want to just celebrate his life, and let his family know from all these different people how much he meant to everyone, how special is, how much we love his books. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Okay, it says picture posted of the knife, and I will pay shipping. Well,
nice.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
That is awesome. Oh, we got the Jilly Bean comment. Jilly Bean. I remember one of her podcast, or one of his podcast. I asked him if he thought of writing more Undead World books. A short time later, a few more books with Jilly Bean came out. He always wanted to make his fans happy.
Very true.
That is so true. So true. He cared for you guys like you just don't know. Mm-hmm. Like he really did. He wasn't just trying to collect your money. He wasn't just trying to shove books to you. He's like, he genuinely wanted to know if you liked them. He would write for himself. Obviously, that's the first rule of being an author. Write what you would read or would want to read. But at the same time, he always kept his fans in mind. Like, what do they like? What do they not like? And he seemed like he would be willing to kind of move his own writing a little bit just to keep the people happy. And I love that.
And one other thing he did was he would have little contests now and again, and whoever won would get their name used as one of the characters in his book. So there's lots of people from his fan club who have their names as characters in the books. So that's really neat as well, to see, hey, that's my name,
That is a really cool thing. I've been fortunate enough that I've had a few authors who have worked me in to some of their books. Sometimes I'm a good guy, sometimes I'm not. But it's just, it's something like you start reading a book or you're listening to an audiobook and then you hear your name or you see your name and it's like, whoa, that's me. That's really me.
It's like when he was reading those street names that I used to grow up on. I'm like, oh, God, that's so cool. Makes you feel special.
Yeah. Richard Ryan Rose, he wrote Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, and it's set in Townsend, Tennessee. And back in May, I actually went with him and his wife Pat to the Bigfoot Festival out there. And like you said about the streets, we were going out to get some food to bring back for Pat and my mom and for us, after the big show. And we're just driving down the road, and he's like, "All right, you remember this scene here? Well, that took place over there, and this part here, well, that was where they set up the
Oh,
choke
cool.
point." And he was just showing me all the
That's
places that
neat.
he rode in, and it's like you said, it's such a cool thing when you can see the place, because I mean, sometimes authors will create fictional cities, fictional towns, whatever, and that's cool. But man, the real McCoy is just love that.
It adds a real special like kick to it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and like Angel said, he'll be on here in about an hour, so
Good. I'm looking forward to it. He's a great guy too. He's really a nice guy.
yes, he is. Fantastic author.
I've really
Fantastic
never
author.
met one of these, this group of authors. I've never met one I don't like. I mean, they're all just really cool people.
Yes, they are. All right, well, guys, we're going to take a quick little break, and we will be coming back to you about 1 o'clock when Stacy and Angel will be coming on with us. So until then, we'll see you soon.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Mhm.